Guinea pig!
Hi, I'm Eileen and welcome to my kitchen. And today I am going to be cooking some beef and broccoli stir fry my way. Okay, here I have my wok, and if you're saying, well, what kind of wok is that? Well, this is a cast iron wok, and it is made and developed by Souped Up Kitchen. She has her own channel on YouTube if you want to check her out. Her name is Mandy, and she is an excellent cook when it comes to cooking Chinese and other Asian foods.
Show them the top and the spatula to it.
Well, it comes with a bamboo top and a spatula. And, that came standard with it, and it was right around $37 on Amazon. And if you check out Mandy's channel, Souped Up Kitchen, I'm sure that you'll find she has a link to it as well where you can buy it, and you might be able to get it cheaper, I don't know. But getting back to my beef and broccoli stir fry, I've got my eye on pretty much high heat. I've got it on 7, and I'm going to be putting about a tablespoon of vegetable oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you want. As long as it has a high smoke point, it shouldn't matter. Listen, you can see it's smoking. Now it calls for 2 tablespoons of oil. And it calls for half of an onion, medium onion chopped up. I sliced mine. It calls for a small can of sliced water chestnuts. Those are drained. And it calls for a 14-ounce package of broccoli florets, the frozen florets that are thawed. I couldn't find the 14-ounce package. I got the 16-ounce package. Works for me. And I'm adding 6 sliced baby portobello mushrooms. Now this is the vegetable part of it. You just want to cook it till it's kind of crisp tender. So probably about 4 or 5 minutes or so. This also calls for 1 pound of sliced beef. And I probably have about 3/4 of a pound here. I'm letting the mushrooms that count as a 1/4 pound. Calls for 5 cloves of garlic that has been minced. It also calls for 1/3 cup of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1 tablespoon of cornstarch, and 1 tablespoon of water. And this will actually cook down pretty quickly. I mean, it might take all total maybe 20-25 minutes to cook, if that. And you can serve this over chow mein, or serve it with chow mein, serve it over lo mein. If you don't know what the lo mein is like the Chinese spaghetti. That's the only way I know to say it. Chow mein is the crunchy noodles. The lo mein is the like the Chinese spaghetti. Or you can serve it over rice. And we're going to be having ours over rice. I have my rice cooker set up over on my other island, and I've got rice cooking in it. And I'll be honest with y'all, this is the first time I have used my wok. First time I have used my rice cooker, because I normally cook my rice on the stove. If you don't have a rice cooker and would like to cook rice on the stovetop, all you have to do is find a stirrer pot, whatever you want to call it, and choose what or how much rice you want to cook. You want to cook a 1/2 cup, 3/4 cup, or 1 cup of rice. use whichever amount you want to cook. Put it in a strainer, very fine mesh strainer or something. Wash it off with cold water. And then put your rice in your stirrer. And put cold water on top. Now, for a half a cup, you would put about 1 to 1 1/4 cups of water over half a cup of rice. For a cup of rice, you would use about 2 to 2 1/4 cups, or maybe 2 1/2 cups of water over a cup of rice. For 3/4 of a cup, probably about 1 1/2 to 1 3/4 cup of cold water. You put it on your stove, stir it up one time really good, put your lid over it, set timer for about 20 minutes. Just let it cook. You want to cook it on medium heat. You want to cook it for, like I said, about 20 to 25 minutes, but you want to check it about the 20-minute mark. And if the water has cooked down and the rice is fluffy, it's done. If the water hasn't all the way cooked down, then you want to add that additional 5 minutes and continue to cook it. And the water's gone, you want to take a fork and fluff your rice, and it's ready to serve. Okay, I'm going to check this right here to see. Looks like my onions are about at that crisp tender point. They are. And yes, I just picked that onion out and ate it. It was good stuff. Make sure my broccoli is good and done. Looks like there's a little bit of liquid in there. I'm going to go ahead and cut this up on 8. Let that liquid cook out, and then I will take and put my vegetables in a different bowl. Go ahead and start doing that. Let these vegetables out. That'll allow that water to cook out, or juices I should say it. I know that came off of the broccoli. And I'm sitting here throwing my onion away, y'all, and I'm not going to have that. I got to have that onion in there. And the reason I know that juice is off that broccoli is that broccoli was frozen and had thawed. But there were still a few pieces that weren't quite fully thawed. That's okay. And some of that liquid might have cooked out of the onion. You never know. Tell you, I kind of like this little scoopy thing right here. That's nice.
Shows that woman knows what she's talking about.
She really does.
Didn't she design that?
I'm not sure how it worked out. I know she was integral in designing it. This is, and this was, it came pre-seasoned, so you don't have to worry about seasoning it. If you're wondering what I'm talking about pre-seasoned, cast iron has to be seasoned before you can cook in it. And usually that entails cooking it in the oven on 500 degrees for a few hours after you've oiled it down really good and everything. But like I said, this came pre-seasoned, so I didn't have to do that. And that's a good tip really for any cast iron. If you have cast iron that has a little bit of rust on it, clean it really good, oil it down, make sure you got the rust out, and oil your cast iron down, and put it in an oven on 500 degrees. And what you want to do is you want to put a baking sheet underneath it, because you're going to put your cast iron in upside down. And it'll all be oiled. You put it in upside down, put a baking sheet under it. Let it cook for about an hour and a half on 500 degrees. And your cast iron should be seasoned. Okay, I'm going to put this other tablespoon of oil in here. And now I'm going to put my meat. and my garlic. Because this is cut up the way it is, and it's a high heat, it's not going to take long at all to brown this. Okay, and we'll cut that back down on 7. I just don't like cooking on 8 on this thing. You'll see that meat right there is almost done. Okay. Let that cook for just a minute. Double check my recipe here. Okay.
Sure don't take long for it to cook that meat, does it?
It don't. Now it's time to add the veggies back to the
Oh. Need this anymore?
No. Don't need that anymore. Thank you.
That's one thing about that induction cooktop. It don't get hot. It makes the pan or the pot or whatever become the stove. I heat it up and not the cooktop itself.
Okay. Now I need to add my brown sugar to my soy sauce. And put that in there. Take my little fork and whisk that together. Take that too.
Oh, sorry about that.
That's okay. Okay.
That you big would pay attention.
Okay, pour that over this. Okay, stir this for a second. You have that. Okay, and now I have my water and my cornstarch. I'm going to mix them together. And that's 1 tablespoon cornstarch, 1 tablespoon of water. And if you wonder why I'm adding cornstarch and water, cornstarch is a natural thickener. It'll thicken your sauces or gravies or whatever. Okay, let's see if I can get this right here. There we go. Get that mixed up good. Once we put this in, it won't take no time for all this sauce right here to thicken up. And this right here to be done.
That cornstarch, didn't they use that as a type of glue at one time way back when?
I don't know about cornstarch. I know they did flour. You mix flour and water to make glue.
Well, that does kind of the same thing. It do the same thing.
Okay, so it's cooking till they through and the sauce thickens. And that's what we're going to do. And it looks like the sauce is thickening. Just grab a plate, guinea pig. Just grab a plate. I would have had my plates over here, but I was kind of loaded down with stuff. You'll see it's got that nice thick sauce right there with it, and that's heated through. Y'all, cut that off. That's done. And
wow.
You'll grab us a little bit of a pork guinea pig. We'll see what this tastes like. I'm just going to put a small bite because we're going to have this with some rice here in a little bit. I'll grab a piece of meat on it right there. There we go. There you go, guinea pig. Alright, I'm going to cut this off so I can hear myself think. Okay. Guinea pig had to adjust my camera for me. Let's see what this tastes like. Let's see.
Gotta get that facial reaction.
Oh yeah. That is so good. And it's cheaper than going out to eat.
That is good.
Well, I want to thank y'all very much for watching my video and spending time with me today. If you would, please like, subscribe, share the video, and leave a comment or a question. I will answer. Have a great day, y'all. Bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Where am I going?